Hello and welcome to Michael Corbin's K9-1-1 YouTube channel. On this channel, you will learn about dog training, dog behavior, and dog care. We hope that you appreciate the insight, expertise, and knowledge of Michael Corbin, who has trained and cared for dogs all of his life. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this free information that Michael will be sharing with you. And now, Michael Corbin.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining in tonight. With me, as always, that professional reading done by the realityradio101.com founder and owner, and basically a guy who always mans the controls, Gary. How you doing, Gary?
Hey, how are you, Mike?
Not bad, not bad. Feels good to be back in the studio.
Good to have you back in Studio 1A of the Beaver Valley Media Group. That's is right. Reality Radio 101.
Right. Feels like home. It's like riding a bike. You
that's
never
right.
forget.
You never
right?
forget.
You never forget. We had some
right. As long as you private joke here, don't say Des Moines. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. So listen, you have a new YouTube channel. Yeah. That's very, very exciting, and that YouTube channel is called K9-1-1. Now, folks, obviously you can correspond with K9-1-1, meaning you need help, right? Emergency, whatever.
Or information.
And right. Mike has this new channel that you are listening to right now on YouTube called K9-1-1, and he is going to talk about dog training, dog behavior, and great dog care. And this is all free of charge, right, Mike? People they're getting a wealth of information for absolutely free, no cost to you.
I just thought I'd just share whatever I know, and of course, everything I say is just a matter of opinion, and every dog trainer has his own opinions.
That's right.
That's what you got to remember.
Every dog has his day.
So either you might agree with him or you might not. So these are going to be my opinions. This is what I think. This is what I've seen over the years, and this is what has happened. Some of the stuff has happened to me, and this is what I think may work. It has worked for me, and it might work for you.
Absolutely. So what are we starting off with, okay? Probably you have a lot of things there. I know you've done your research, and you always have great notes and this and that and the other thing.
Yeah. Basically, I write down some points that I've collected over a period of time through people, what they have asked me, and what I think are important issues in the canine world. So a lot of things I've seen out on the roads while I'm jogging or while even driving, you see, how many times when you're driving you see somebody walking a dog and actually it's the dog that's walking them.
That's correct.
Right?
Yep.
Or you go into a house or you see a person, you'll see a person tell the dog to do something or give it a command and the dog doesn't respond.
Right.
Right? That's called an untrained dog.
What's that called?
Untrained dog.
Untrained dog.
Basically, it's untrained.
Right. Which probably a lot of the dogs around the world, if not most, are untrained.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you think? I'm going to ask you, Gary, okay? You're going to be the average Joe. You're going to be the guy that's just a normal guy, all right? Not the dog trainer. But let's say you have a dog. How important you think dog training is?
Very. Yeah. Because I was a dog owner.
That's right.
And I did see that training a dog is very important. It's not just a free-for-all type of thing.
That's right.
You want to make sure your dog is trained.
That's right. That's right. Now, the very important thing, dog training, to me, is an ongoing process throughout the dog's
Continuing education 101.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Right? It all starts with, if you got the dog as a pup, you got to establish boundaries with the dog.
Yep.
Right? What it can't do. And you got to remember the dog or the pup is going to test you. He's
going
to see what he can and can't.
That's right, and it doesn't matter what breed. That's advice goes to every breed.
Right?
Correct.
Some breeds, and remember, some breeds learn quicker than most, and some are stubborn than others.
That's right.
But one of the most important things you could do, especially when you get a pup, is socialize the pup.
And what is meant by socializing?
Get him used to its environment. Get him used to people. Get him used to dogs, other animals. Basically your everyday living. So if let's say you have kids, and they have friends coming over, it's a good idea to have that dog socialize with the kids. So
they're friendly. Right.
When this dog grows up, so let's say this dog is going to grow up to be a 100-pound dog.
Yeah.
It's best that it's going to be friendly towards people.
Okay.
All right. Nothing worse than you have aggressive 100-pound dog.
How do you do that? How do you socialize?
Well, it's just have it around people is the best thing, right? Have people pet it, have it have the dog go up to the person, sniff it, investigate it.
What happens if you do all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the dog, say, is not very friendly to people, even though you have that dog around people and, you know, the petting is going on, the playing, all that stuff. How do you correct that?
Well, what you might have, though, is sometimes certain pups are shy, timid.
Mm-hmm.
Some are more confident.
Yeah.
Some are more curious.
Mm-hmm.
So depends what pup you have.
Okay.
All right. So if you got a shy dog, best thing to do is let it come up to you
mm-hmm.
and investigate.
Okay.
Right? You don't want to make any loud noises or something like that. What I would do is just have it constantly around people so it gets used to people.
Okay.
Right? And make sure that people don't make... I would have them make sure that people don't make sudden movements towards the dog, because the dog might be skittish. So just it's a constant process, and it's not one day fix all type of thing.
Yeah.
So you got to do this on a daily basis.
And be
day.
patient.
And be patient.
Right.
Yeah.
The main thing I know that you've discussed before, you used to be on the radio, and of course I used to listen to you. And
that's right.
Patience is everything when you're training an animal. Is that
right.
correct?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's timing, patience, and repetition.
Right.
Right? Dogs learn through repetition.
Very cool.
So, and another important thing in the dog's life is have it obedience trained.
Okay, and what is obedience training? Does that like spot, run, get the ball, sit up, give me your paw?
Could be all
or
that. Yeah,
it could be
all that, right?
Okay.
You're the owner, you're the pack leader.
Okay.
If you want to call it that, the coach or whatever. I don't
You're
know.
the A1, numero uno, the big cheese.
Yeah, or that.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
So dogs look up to a pack leader, the owner.
Okay.
And what you want to do too is have it disciplined.
Okay.
This is a discipline, okay?
Sure.
You want the dog to listen to you. So if let's say you let him loose off the leash, you get him out in the dog park, you let him loose.
Okay.
But if you want him to come back, you call his name and give him the command to come back. He has to listen to you, right?
Okay.
You want him to sit on command, he's got to sit. Down, stay. Come to you, sit, or he'll right beside you. When you go for a walk, he's got to walk on your left side, right beside you.
Right.
All that is training. That's obedience.
Okay.
Leash work, those like heel, sit, down, stay, come when called.
Certain terms you would
certain terms,
use?
yeah. Those on
right.
leash, that's basic obedience.
Okay.
Off leash is more is considered advanced.
Are you writing a book?
No, not yet.
You should though.
I plan on
to.
I like to, right? But I just got to get a collection of videos and pictures of me
very
doing
cool
certain stuff, and then we'll see.
So when you train a dog to do commands, we'll call them that, or
right.
obedience training, there are certain words that you would prefer people to use instead of free-for-all, because you do confuse the dog, right? If, let's say, you use a different word every time you try to get a dog to do something, isn't that a problem?
Yeah, you got to use the same word all the time.
Yeah.
So if you're going to use down, you got to make sure, if you want to use the German command, Platz.
Right.
Some people hear it on TV or they read it in the book.
Yeah.
Or they see a police show or military, they give the dog down command, they use the word Platz.
Zitz.
If it learns in German,
that's
right?
funny.
Platz.
Yeah.
That's fine. It doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter what the word is.
Once you use it, you got to use it all the time.
Right. Okay. So that's very important.
That's right.
Because I've seen people, like, if they want their dog to sit, a lot of times they would say sit, and the dog would sit or not. And then they would use a different term like, come here, lay down, get down. And they go, and the dog's going, what am I doing? Am I laying down? Am I sitting? What am I doing, right?
Yeah. Or they try to reason with it.
Yeah. Listen, if you're nice, right. Daddy, and don't call, folks, don't say daddy or mommy will take care of you. You're not the dog's daddy or mommy. That's right. My opinion.
Oh, same with me. I mean,
it's
they may be part of the family, but they're not kids. They are a dog. They are a pet.
Right.
All right.
Right.
But another thing is, like I said, use the same commands.
Yeah.
Timing, repetition. When you are doing a basic obedience, keep it short.
Yeah.
I would keep it no longer than 20 minutes. All right. If you're starting a new command and the dog's not picking up on it, let's say he mastered the sit command, all of a sudden you moved on to the down command. All right. And it's running past 20-minute mark. What I would do, and the dog's not getting it, just go backwards a bit, end on a good note.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
So just, go back to the sit command. And then once he does that perfectly or whatever, because he knows it, then you give him lots of praise and then end the session like that.
Very nice. Now, when
Always
you
end
say
up-
lots of praise, a lot of people reward with treats.
Yeah.
Is that something that's okay as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. You can do that. There's mostly dog trainers in the police field or the military,
Mm-hmm.
or even training for protection. They would praise with a toy, or just a lot of praise, like
Praise.
petting. You know,
Dogs love
good
that.
boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
You don't always have to feed them to,
Feed him. You always gotta have food on hand.
But they can also get fat that way if
They
you do that through their whole life.
Yeah, and then you got to cut back on their food, right? So I'm not a big fan of treat training.
Yeah.
And I'll get that more into that type of training later on, because that's what some people call food reinforcement. The people that train for food reinforcement, they call it positive reinforcement.
Very
which
cool.
is maybe one aspect of positive reinforcement, but it's not positive reinforcement per se. Positive is also praise and something the dog enjoys, even playing with his toy. So that's why you see some dog trainers will use a ball. The dog will work for that ball because the drive, it has that drive.
Okay.
So that's all positive training.
Good. Cool.
Right? No negative experience is positive experience, right? So
very nice.
Just as long as you don't strike the dog, it's positive training.
Very cool. That's free advice, folks.
Yeah, but the food reinforcement trainers will call it positive reinforcement. If you like bribing your dog, go ahead.
Yeah.
But sooner or later, I find when they're training a dog, and say the dog has aggression, towards other dogs, a piece of hot dog is not as enticing as another dog.
That's true.
Right? And I know I even seen one where a dog actually would take the treat, gobble it down, and then still go after the dog.
Yeah.
Right?
They do the food first.
Yeah.
But, I'm food trained.
Yeah,
for my wife to get me to do something, she dangles a steak in front of me.
And does it work?
Yeah.
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 And then you go back to your bad behavior.
I do. Wow. All right. So there's different types of reinforcements and different type of rewards, quite a few things, right?
That's right.
So, okay. So do you find what has to work the best for that particular dog? Because some dogs, per se, maybe the food thing works for them and the praise doesn't, and vice versa. Is that possible?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's possible.
Yeah.
And also depends on the temperament or the behavior issues you have with the dog.
Yeah.
Right? And the breed.
Yeah.
Some breeds have softer temperaments than others.
Okay.
Right? Some breeds, like let's say the working breed, you got a Rottweiler. He's going to have a tougher time. Oh, well, a working bloodline. Right? A true working Rottweiler is going to have a tougher temperament and can handle a correction a lot better than, let's say, a dog with a softer temperament, like let's say a standard poodle or a toy breed.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow, interesting.
So your corrections won't be as harsh like you would do with a Rottweiler compared to, let's say, a Pomeranian or a poodle or something like that.
A little bit more of a timid dog, right? Smaller too and everything, right?
And if you got a behavior history, let's say a dog is really scared of everything. I've seen one.
Yeah.
You're going to do something real slow movements. You're going to really encourage the dog out and give him. Then you could work even treats towards the dog.
Yeah.
Right?
Cool.
Because the dog is real scared. You want him to come out of his shell, and you got to really work at it.
Okay.
You always got to try to figure a way. No one way
works for every dog.
For every dog.
Yeah.
And for a good dog trainer, we'll try different methods.
Yeah.
Okay? He doesn't just stick to one method.
What is your favorite method? If someone came to you, now again, I know what you just said because every dog is different. You'd have to see the dog, the temperament, the personality. But what is one of your favorite ways to train dogs for like basic commands? What are some of your ways that you do that?
Well, the type of method I would do is one book here calls it a mutual respect method.
Okay.
I like that saying because you and the dog are pretty much on the same page.
Okay.
All right. And the end result is a good, working, happy dog. So what happens is you praise the good behavior.
Yeah.
Right? Positive reinforcement.
Okay.
And if the dog shows negative behavior or bad behaviors, it's done with a correction.
Okay.
You got to let the dog know he's doing something bad and it's not wanted.
Right.
And it's done with enough force, right? A
Yeah.
quick jerk on a correction with a pronge collar or a choke chain.
What's the difference? For people that are listening to your channel, you say pronge collar, choke chain. What's the difference?
Well, a choke chain is what I just mentioned it does.
Does it hurt the dog?
No, it does. Well, it depends, right? You could if you abuse it, yeah, it could. But if you give it a good correction, like a quick tighten,
Yep, it loosens it.
And then as soon as you release it, give slack, it releases, right? So it doesn't hurt the dog. I never hurt the dog with a choke chain.
Yeah.
Right? And a prong collar, I think, is even better.
Okay, tell us what that is.
It's a collar which shows a lot of spikes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it looks like a torture device, but it's far from it. And this is the debates that's going to go on and on and on.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of food reinforcement put this down. They say it's a cruel device.
And why is it cruel?
Look at it. And then
you look at it.
See, and then they show pictures of a dog, what happens with a prong collar, and they show underneath the skin, it has the holes where the spikes are. Well, that's false. Yeah, maybe if a trainer didn't put it on properly, it's way too tight, or it's been left on, and it gets embedded in the dog's neck.
Oh, that's terrible.
So that's not. But when it's trained properly, it does not even pierce the skin. It is what it does. It puts pressure,
and
that's right. If the dog is focusing on a bad behavior, you want to teach him something, or if he tries to go after another dog, you want to tell him no.
Yeah,
he doesn't listen. You give a quick correction, and the dog, it's like a pinch. It's like someone's daydreaming.
Yeah,
right. And you want to snap him out of it.
Right.
What do? You pinch the guy. How many times have you got pinched?
I hit him with a bat in New York.
Yeah. Well, you're a New Yorker.
Yeah. So,
you're American, right?
Yeah, that's what we do.
You're not as liberal as a Canadian.
Hey, Joey.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
You're not liberal as a Canadian, right?
No, it's a mental disorder.
Yeah.
But
What's liberalism again?
It's a mental disorder.
We'll get into that later.
All right.
All right. But anyways, what people usually do is they pinch the person, right?
Yeah.
And the other person's not permanently hurt. He's not scarred. Oh, sure, it's a pinch. You feel it for a few seconds, and then it goes away.
Yeah.
Pinch collar does the same thing.
Very
done
cool.
properly. But here's the thing. I couldn't tell you how many times these training tools are put on way too loose or even too tight. Most of the time it's loose.
So they don't really do anything.
No, they don't do anything. It's it's not effective.
Right.
And I think they think, well, these people thinking that if it'd be less painful for the dog if it's real loose. Right?
Well, then how are you using it to correct?
But that's the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
It's got to fit where it does not slide.
Yeah, there's a way to do things right and a way to do things wrong.
That's why you always want to consult a professional dog trainer, and he will show you.
And speaking of professional dog trainers, we are speaking to Michael Corbin on his K9-1-1 YouTube channel. Mike, contact information. Let's say someone's listening to this channel right now, and they want to contact you because they have a question, a concern. Is there a way that people can contact you?
Yeah, they could comment on the YouTube channel. Right?
Okay, so they can comment on that?
I'll reply
Is that
there.
the best way, or do you have anything direct like email or anything?
I would think that would be the best way, because if you're listening to the YouTube, you could comment on that,
okay.
I believe. And I don't hide anything. I don't shy away from an answer.
Okay.
I mean, I know I'm going to get a lot of people that don't agree with me. They're going to say I don't know anything. I sound like a lousy dog trainer. And that's fine. That's your opinion.
That's opinion, right.
But I did post on my Facebook account, I did post me doing videos of agitation, which is the beginning phase of protection, pictures, me doing protection. So I do have experience there, which most people don't.
Right.
Right? And there might be other dog trainers who disagree with what I do. And it's either, I guess, they don't know how to do protection training.
Right. So they don't get it, to be honest.
They don't get it, and they want to put you down because they don't get it.
Here's a question.
Or they try to make themselves more superior than the other guy. And that happens a lot in dog training, right?
Well, do you go out with the bite suit on trick-or-treating Halloween?
No, I don't.
Okay, we just wanted to know.
No, that thing's so good.
That's funny.
It's so heavy.
Yeah,
it is funny.
It
is funny. It looks big. Eh? You're big.
Yeah, but think
guy.
about it.
But
you're
know
going
what?
out there. What a costume! What a costume! Because when you go and buy a costume in a store, or you make a costume,
right?
How many parents and or stores would sell or make? Well, I'm going out as a dog trainer,
a decoy,
and a decoy, but they don't. Yeah. Right. So, all right, Mike.
But can you imagine that? How many people would know? How many people would know?
Yeah.
What you are if you went in a bite suit?
No, they
would ask you.
I'd have fake dogs like taped to me, like trying to bite me and stuff, like out of paper, you know. But we're coming up on 20 minutes for this particular channel. Again, folks, if you wanted to talk to Mike, you could comment directly on this channel, correct, Mike?
Yep.
and you'll respond back.
I'll respond.
You know,
back. Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely, very cool.
Yeah, or you just even email me at corbin.k911@yahoo.ca.
Okay.
All right, and I guess I'll post it on the YouTube channel too.
Yeah,
I got to
very
figure
cool.
out how to work out that thing. I'm not computer savvy at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're giving people a lot of free information, insight, and your expertise, your knowledge of how to train, how to care for dogs. And you've been doing it all your life.
Yeah.
So we hope that the people that are watching this particular channel will take some of your advice, and hopefully their animal, their dog, will come out as a much better dog, we hope.
That's right. That's right. And I know I say I like training the dogs for protection. I help a friend of mine who taught me dog training for protection.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give him a shout out. His name is Roger Richards. So
Roger
Richards, yeah. And
RR.
really good dog trainer. One of
Very
the best
cool.
I know.
Very cool.
And but the thing is, we're not just about also training dogs for protections. We train dogs for obedience. We would train them for obedience, behavior problems, and all that. So
very nice.
So we're very versatile, right? It's just the passion we have is like training dogs for protection.
Cool. Very cool. All right. So here's the deal, folks. There are more YouTube channel audios put up.
That's right.
And we want you to continue to listen to these to get an insight of training your dog the right way, not the wrong way.
That's right.
Everybody has an opinion as to how to train, but Michael can give you some very, very good information about good techniques, good ways to train your dog to make that dog a very, very good pet, right?
And I've been doing it. I've been doing it on the social media, but writing back. I have the BlackBerry messaging. BlackBerry has their channels, and anybody could join in. They could subscribe to your channel. I just put one up because I had a BlackBerry, and it's K9-1-1. And I had people from Africa or Australia,
Very
U.S.
cool. Very cool.
US, and I got some favorable comments, and I did have a few negative ones that didn't agree with certain techniques, which was fine, but I tried to explain.
Yeah.
And the main thing is everybody's got to remember to keep an open mind, okay?
Sure.
Each technique is used for a certain situation.
Sure. Good deal.
Okay, but that's all, right?
Very nice.
And I'm going to be putting a lot more episodes, a lot more topics that I feel a lot of trainers don't really get to. They show a video. I know this is audio at first, right? As we go along, I'll probably start putting in some videos on puppy training, dog training, obedience training, or whatever. That'll be during the course of the year.
Very good. All right.
As planned.
So we're going to end here for our first YouTube channel, K9-1-1 with Michael Corbin. Please be sure, folks, to click on our other segments on some of the other audio that you can check out right here on YouTube channel. So you are listening, and thank you again. You're listening to Michael Corbin's K9-1-1 YouTube channel, and we'll be back again with another episode. Thank you for listening.